From a customer perspective, the basic expectation from their water provider is to deliver good quality water at the right pressure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, direct from their taps. However, there are times when suppliers have to interrupt that service to undertake maintenance or facilitate a repair due to an unforeseen failure on the water network. In such circumstances, it was acceptable to warn customers in advance of planned interruptions and, dependent on the time the work was due to take, ask them to save sufficient water for the duration and deploy bowsers in the vicinity for something unplanned than a best endeavours situation existed. That was until now. Due to recent performance commitments required by Ofwat in the current review period, AMP6, the customer can now expect more to be done to minimise interruptions and their effect. During the past decade, various attempts have been made to establish credible temporary supply regimes to combat interruptions, and most providers have utilised large diameter fire hose, known as overlands, bagging or riders. Such deployment kept customers supplied as long as the stretch of main they were directly fed from was live. But there was always a small number which could not be served. Usually they were supplied from the main being worked upon. Whilst working for Yorkshire Water, I was faced with a dilemma. The 12-hour DG3 interruption target for the fiscal year had reached a critical level by August, with the reality of even more expected failures during the winter period to come. I had already experimented with some crude attempts to develop a method to supply water down to just a single property. So every effort was made to develop this further, and an overland system was launched by October. Despite a severe winter, the interruptions were stemmed dramatically utilising the equipment made available. 4 years on, and from assessing all the experiences, difficulties and successes, we at Aquan Water Services have developed the concept further and can now deliver a comprehensive solution to all water service providers. Our new Supply Solutions vehicle can provide an overland water network, supplying from a single property up to 24 properties within 300 metres of the nearest live abstraction point, i.e. hydrant or washout. This system is adaptable to supply beyond that if you add more fittings. The aim of this vehicle is focused on restoration of supply rather than repair, as generally more effort has been made on the latter, and quite often the opportunity of providing customers with supply had been missed due to unforeseen circumstances during the repair. This system is aimed at customers and service, whilst the maintenance of the network can proceed without the added pressure of failing the performance commitments. Although initially developed as a reactive first response vehicle, it is equally, if not more, adaptable of being used in a proactive way. By utilising the vehicle's capabilities, interruptions previously incurred during planned work can now be eliminated and temporary supplies installed before work commences. The vehicle is self-sufficient for immediate deployment, as it contains all the hoses, fittings, tools and equipment to build a bespoke water network, including, if needed, a small pressure reducing valve. All the water hygiene requirements are catered for with swabs and disinfection equipment stored within it. The vehicle also carries sufficient signage, lights, barriers and ramps to enable initial compliance with Streetworks legislation. I am confident you will be impressed with this concept, which we at Aquan have now made a reality. And I'm sure you will be amazed following this short video demonstration, its ease of use and flexible application.
This vehicle is fully equipped to begin providing overland supplies as soon as it arrives on site, in either a planned or an emergency situation. The rear compartment contains the basic requirements to comply with Streetworks legislation, such as barriers, signs and ramps. Tools and equipment to enable safe working and preparation of the site are also available here. After assessing or being supplied with details of the problem, the initial feeds can be selected and standpipes and hose deployed. Here, we select a double outlet adapter for a standpipe and a pressure-reducing valve to illustrate the capability to supply water to different parts of the zone or even to an adjacent zone with a different pressure. This has utilised some of the 300-metre large diameter hose available on the vehicle. Here, we simulate provision of supplies to individual properties within the zone. Under normal circumstances, we would utilise the large diameter hose to take water as far as possible using the second outlet. The supply manifold, a key component of the system, is designed and manufactured by Aquacheck Engineering, part of the Aquam Group. This supply manifold incorporates 6 quick-fit small diameter outlets, as well as having the capability of continuing the supply beyond with a large diameter hose. In adherence to water quality procedures, smaller lay-flat hoses are selected to provide supply to individual or smaller groups of properties. The outlets to the manifold and the hoses are simple to connect using the secure twist and turn connections. Each outlet can be individually controlled for flexibility. For ease of dismantling, a pressure release valve is included on each outlet. The diversity of this vehicle means that it can even use a single outlet on a 2.5-inch adapter. A small diameter feed can be provided from the standpipe with the use of a manifold. This fitting could even provide a 7th connection from the manifold itself. Your new temporary network can be built and split according to the layout of the properties affected. From the fittings available, you may split the Overland feeds by using Y branches, which are ideal for semi-detached properties. These are simple to use with the twist and click connections. Although the vehicle contains 250 metres of small diameter hose in varying lengths, complete with fittings to enable rapid deployment, we are aware that one size does not fit all. So, we provide an additional 50 metres of hose without fittings to allow bespoke length to be constructed. With ample spare fittings available, it only takes moments to make one to suit. Using stop taps as entry points, we simulate the connection of 2 properties from a Y branch connection. This typical metered supply unit has its blanking plug removed. With the unit in the closed position, we now have no feedback into the main, only into the property. We then use another fitting specifically engineered for this system with the hose connection already attached. Simply by screwing the fitting into place, we are ready to click the hose on and achieve a final connection. For properties without the benefit of a metered supply unit, we have the tools to remove a typical stop-tap head and fit an adapter unit to the remaining stop-tap body. A stop-tap adapter unit is placed in the chamber and screwed in place. So, with the connections turned on at the manifold, supplies are now restored, enabling work to continue without the performance commitments compromised.
This video was filmed at Yorkshire Water's training facility, and it accurately represents some of the typical problems facing deployment and installation. We do accept that in some circumstances, excavation may be required dependent on the connections to individual properties or network accessibility. However, we are constantly developing the engineering capability to combat such issues. And since the filming, I've developed a replacement to the stop tap adapter and also a fitting to provide a supply via an existing outside tap. What you have seen is a comprehensive selection of available fittings to combat most supply installations, but we can bespoke the equipment to suit specific client needs. To maintain our quest for continuous improvement, we would welcome any suggestions or feedback you may have. Thank you.